Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Grand Tactician, the Civil War, our Let's Play series playing this game's Whiskey and Lemons DLC, which came out a couple of months ago. This is episode number 18, I believe, of my Let's Play series, playing as a Union General in this role-playing version of this strategy and war game, and we are in the midst of a battle. I don't really want to do the whole intro again because you guys have seen 18 episodes of this, so you know the drill. But if you didn't catch the last episode, we bought some Spencer carbines for our cavalry and 1 brigade worth of Henry repeating rifles for our infantry, for 1 regiment worth. So we've got some kick-ass weapons, and we are about to deploy it in action for the first time. So if that sounds fun, stick around and watch this episode. I'll catch you guys at the end. Thanks again for watching, and let's get started. All right, infantry, come down on them hard. Come down on that flank. You're going to have to advance and push those skirmishers back. You can't just let them hold you in position. I don't mind as much if the 3rd Brigade gets tied up on a skirmisher line. That's a little less concerning because they're still in front of an enemy position with heavy entrenchments. Even less so is my concern with the 2nd Brigade. But von Steinwehr's boys gotta move. Frankly, let's just charge. Let's just drive those boys out. Taking too long to move through that wood line. My artillery here is in position to get into the enemy rear, but not yet ready to because the attack is taking too long to form up. Skirmishers are burning through their ammo a bit quicker than the line infantry, but gotta try and move things along. I don't love ordering this regiment to charge through wooded terrain. They're probably going to get real tired real fast, but 900 men versus 700 in a melee should end pretty quick. Get the cavalry moving quickly now into the enemy rear. Haven't quite pinned them, but let's see. That's enough niceties. Drive those boys out of that wood. Our skirmishers are beginning to engage at range the enemy troops behind entrenchments. It doesn't look like the enemy has rifles, as they have not yet started shooting back there. Right, keep pushing forward, boys. Meanwhile, troops on the flank believe the enemy's being driven back. Gotta move a bit more quickly than that, but engage this regiment here, and this regiment here. Man, that musketry. I'll have it turned down for you guys, but it is blasting a hole in my ears. Very light casualties so far. Cavalry orders have arrived. First, truly, I'm going to move forward a bit. Skirmishers are driven back. Advancing in the north. Again, too slowly. These troops in the south are probably taking... Well, the casualties haven't really started ticking up yet. I don't know that the men on this line have started shooting back at me. Alright, skirmishers, you are recalled. Go engage these boys. If they can't shoot back at you, you shoot at them. Alright, enemy troops in the open. Moving out to engage our troops in this wood line, the 3rd Brigade. So The action is general in the north here. I don't want you to charge. I just want you to engage. Is that a charge order? It is. You guys have Spencer carbines. Do not charge. Dismount and engage. You don't even need to dismount. I'd be content with you just engaging, but those are the orders you need so you don't do stupid shit. Meanwhile, my Henry armed troops are not yet in the fight. 19th Connecticut appears to be. This attack in the north has not materialized as I had hoped. What are you doing? Boys, just shoot your damn rifles. You're getting yourselves killed. Oh. Not what I wanted you to do. Although, apparently you routed the enemy. Isn't exactly what I wanted you to do. Why are you charging? There you go. Get those rifles in action. I guess you routed the enemy, so that's good. Can't you just shoot? Use your damn rifles and shoot. Alright, those cavalry are inflicted. Look at those casualties. 21, 21. I don't know if that's the Spencers doing their work or what, but... well, these guys are taking a beating because they're quote-unquote retreating. Should have given the rifles to the infantry, I suppose. Alright, troops in the south are using their rifles to their advantage. They're just plinking away at the enemy who's behind their earthworks and inflicting some casualties without losing too much while still holding them in place. Hey guys, stop getting yourselves flanked. Just shoot at the enemy. That's all I want you to do. Or retreat, I guess, maybe at this point, because you're losing way too many men. I guess just mount up and retreat, perhaps. God, I got that one unit wrecked. Decory's boys sure are doing work, though. Man, the wood line slowed these guys up so much. Just get out of rifle range. That flanking maneuver did not work. Hey, but we routed these guys somehow. What do casualties look like so far? Wow, we are out casualtying them heavily, and they're both routed. Hey, the Henrys are... I saw them shoot a volley. But yeah, these guys are shooting and not getting shot back because the enemy doesn't have the range to hit them. These guys have 3 brigades or regiments engaging 1. And the guys in the north are flanking the enemy and they're retreating, perhaps because of that. And these Henrys might be doing some morale damage to the enemy. I'm not sure. But... you can see the Spencers might be doing some morale damage to the enemy. They've already burned through half their ammo and not very much time. The 8th New York is trying to get into the fight. You can see we are inflicting pretty heavy losses on the enemy who has turned north to face our flanking fire. 9.5 in a volley is quite a lot, so I'm imagining that's due to the way the Henry's fire is cutting into the enemy position. I guess I didn't really know how to frickin' use infantry in the using the Henry, but yeah, we're shooting to pieces some of these front regiments here and these earthworks, and then on the northern end we're flanking them. All right, 24th Miss is in trouble. We'll see if they rally before nightfall. They're definitely losing right now. Wonder if they're better at melee charges or whatever. They're burning through their ammo at an alarming rate. Maybe we just go try and charge the enemies and run them down. They've had a tremendous impact, this regiment specifically, on the battle to this point. But I worry that they're not going to have much of an impact now that they're almost out of ammo. Let's see what happens when they engage in melee. How devastating it is. I don't know that that's much worse. I'm assuming they get the melee weapon as sabers and revolvers, which are already kind of rapid firing, but not super accurate. 33.5 is a lot, though. Multiple units starting to run low on ammo. Our flanking attack is kind of bogging down into a line, like just a line of regiments advancing in sequence. 24th Mass. Definitely losing heavy casualties to Takuri. The cavalry unit here is disrupted. Can we rally? Just go ahead and rally those boys. We're just kind of coming down one regiment on top of the other. And then these guys are firing away. They're blazing away with their ammo against the enemy, but the enemy is behind breastworks. So while the enemy isn't shooting back in the south, not quite routing them as badly, we have only lost 192 men. That must mean most of our units are engaging the enemy at a range that they cannot engage us. Because that would indicate we're taking like no fire. So we are going to push forward. The 3rd Brigade kind of got hung up here. And this wood line didn't really push south. So now we're going to get some of our boys to engage these enemy troopers. Because some of these units still have a decent amount of ammo left. This has lost almost half of its men. 26 Kentucky. Nowhere near that. 8th New York leading the way with their Henry repeaters. Only got 18 rounds left, but you can see they're firing volleys effectively as we push into the enemy flank. I'm really curious if there's a morale benefit, because the enemy, it said they were veterans. You'd think they would have been willing to fight a bit more, but they are routing like incredibly quickly, these units. Which makes me think that maybe there's some sort of like, oh my god, they're firing so fast at us, we can't deal with this type of a morale penalty. I don't know if that's true, just assuming at this point. All right, don't chase those guys across open field. You're not gonna keep up. Let's get our cavalry into pursuit mode. Maybe we can ride down some of these enemy units as they break and retreat. Casualty counts are nowhere near a major victory yet, but at least a very convincing minor victory, I suppose. As we continue the flanking maneuver, which has worked out pretty well for us. These guys are going to be tired, aren't they? Maybe don't move double quick. Can you get to their flank before they get away? You're riding through woods and rough terrain, I know, but... You'd think men on horseback would be much faster than men on foot. And they kind of are, I guess. Yeah, ride them down. Ride them down. Get into their ranks. Can't really, they're moving too quick. Can't really see how many men they've got left, but definitely this unit is inflicting very heavy losses on the enemy as they run away. And these rifle boys up in their grill. Henry boys down to 8 rounds. Alright, enemy artillery's routed there, so we're not digging into the flank of the men in the earthworks. A very close fight going on down here. At least close in terms of distance. 29th New York. Volleying away at the 9th Louisiana. (22nd) Kentucky lost 300 of 655 men. Alright, that cavalry is going to get back into the enemy rear. We attempt to advance into the retreating units. Casualties have ticked up first a little bit, over 200, but the enemy's up over 1,500. Pretty confident this thing's going to end in a victory. Main question is, will the enemy withdraw before nightfall? I didn't think we'd get into a major battle before nightfall, but while all of our troops are pretty damn low on ammo, the fighting is definitely general. Sunset is when? Does it not tell me? You can see it's definitely, it's getting there. And 29th New York, they really want to get at these boys. They are like up in the thick of it all by themselves pretty much. Going toe to toe with the 9th Louisiana. Get these guys to close the range a little bit. Boys in the south doing their job. They're burning through all their ammo, but they're keeping the enemy pinned in place. Some of these enemy units haven't lost too badly, but they're not able to help the rest of the fight. Don't know that I'll be able to get my cavalry into a charge before nightfall. Maybe we can finish off this battery. There's only 10 men there. And they're gone. Reminds me of that South Park thing when they're talking about investing money in a bank or whatever, and the banker gets the like savings account from the kid, and then literally a split second later is like, and it's gone. All right. Go attack the rear of those boys. Alright, the enemy's being attacked from the rear. They're laying down here, the 40th South Carolina. See how quickly we can rout them with Spencers. We're getting real close to a victory before nightfall. I don't know if we'll quite get there. But here these boys with Spencers are blazing away. Inflicting very heavy casualties. if they can charge in there before nightfall while we reduce them with our other units. All right, so these Spencers are doing what I wanted them to do. They're sitting off and just engaging the enemy at range, as opposed to charging. Like, I didn't even originally order them to charge. I just told them to shoot. Charging into a formation, though. Maybe ill-advised. We'll see. 18 casualties. 18 casualties. Wow. Man, those units are just butchering the Rebs. Getting a little bit too close into some formed up infantry who I haven't weakened enough. Making me a little bit nervous, but the casualties they're inflicting are probably worth it. They're taking some heavy losses too. Nice. The enemy regiment under Colonel Lowry is wiped out. 244 men have been captured. Maybe not wise to charge into a formed infantry unit of over 500 men with cavalry. Trying to get my infantry up there too to help them, but 44 casualties there. If we can get these guys to rout, that might not. Damn, our boys routed. Understandable too. They lost over 140 out of 500 men. First Vermont Cavalry did the job, though. They finished that rebel regiment off, and I think we're about to get a general retreat. Yep. General retreat, 1 hour of pursuit, although I don't know how nightfall will impact that. It's a minor victory. He's lost 25.3%. We need to inflict 30 for a victory. That won't happen. Question is, does my pursuit continue if nightfall happens, or how does that work? Anyway, boys, everybody charge. Get in there before the night. It should be all generally fresh. All you did was stand there and fire. You didn't move around much. Oh god, the 14th reformed. They're like, we want to get in on this route. And now they're probably taking more casualties than they should. We'll see. If we could wipe out another complete enemy regiment, that could go a long way toward winning a victory, like a major victory, but I don't know that these southern enemy units are weak enough for us to do that. They drove off both those cavalry regiments' charges, so maybe not. The main hope is their morale is too low to withstand a melee, but that does not appear to be the case so far. 500 casualties on our end, about 3,000 enemy casualties. They also drove off this regiment. So, probably not going to do what we need to do to win a major. Yeah, my chargers are getting thrown back. This pursuit was ill-advised. We beat their right flank, but their left was not engaged heavily, and now we just charged into it, but should still be a victory. I don't think it'll undo the retreat. Get that battery of artillery, boys. We've inflicted about 1,200 casualties worth of prestige, 1,500 for routes. So a pretty good day for us, but not as good as some of ours in the past. They're probably too tired to fight this regiment down here. We did drive we drove basically the entire rebel force off their positions. Our casualties have bumped up a bit. Still less than 1,000 though. The enemy casualties are up over 3,000 at this point. And they're only 1.7% away from a major victory for us, so we'll see. We could do it if we could have the cavalry to pursue this regiment, but I don't think that'll happen. So they'll get away. All right, 28.9, I need at least 30, so yeah, not gonna happen. Probably should have been a little more conservative with the cavalry there early in the route. Pushed more heavily with infantry in the south, not sit back and just pot shot them to death. But anyway, we'll speed things up. Maybe we can speed things up and crush this regiment. Looks like they're retreating toward us. Slim chance, maybe? Wipe them out? Maybe? 29-3. Major, we got there! I guess it lowered the demand. Or at least it maybe rounds up. I don't know. Yeah, boys, we got them. Also, look like units move way faster. I feel like when you're in ×5 speed. I don't know why. I mean, obviously the ×5 speed, but like it seems like you can catch up more easily. Maybe I'm imagining that. But yeah, it's showing a major. My boys are all scattered across the field, but there you go. Another major victory for yours truly. 2,400 enemy infantry casualties, 550 cavalry, 3,100 men out of 10,500. We lost 670 out of 1,100 or 11,000. The Spencers seem to do well, I think. I mean, I could be wrong about the actual cause of the success, but it seems like they did well. Lieutenant Colonel Torber has become famous and an inspiration for his men. Goddamn right he is. He must have been, I'm assuming maybe he was the commander of that cavalry regiment. Ford's division is fleeing in panic. Lieutenant Colonel Terry loses face. Let's see. The Battle of Front Royal has ended with the Ford division retreating in panic. My command has earned a total victory with the enemy army running for their lives. The enemy has reportedly suffered a total of 3,123 men as casualties, 215 killed, 1,487 captured. That's over 1,700 men permanently removed from their roles. Their morale is believed to be unstable. Our casualties, 670 men, 117 of those killed, 127 missing. So only about, well, less than 300 total permanent casualties. Morale is confident with the supply situation critical. We captured 2,100 enemy rifles, 4 guns from the battlefield. The math doesn't add up, and so some prisoners were shot. All right. I'm up here. Our supply situation does not appear to be critical. It says readiness is excellent. So, I don't know about that one. I'd love to get my boys moving again. Maybe down toward Madison Courthouse. Maybe we can pursue the boys down there. The enemy, meanwhile, routes and moves north. My prestige is up to 8,000. I am how long away from a lieutenant general star? I guess 2.5 prestige. I don't know if that's worth it or not. Moving up the leaderboard up to 36, just shy of William Gibson, but above John M. Fighting Free Farrison Shiverington, who I've never heard of before in my life, or William Hayes, who I've never heard before in my life. John Gibbon, I know that name. Emery Upton, I know that name. Dan Sickles, lol. William Bill Nelson, know that one. Nathaniel Lyon, know that one. Abner Doubleday, know that one. I don't know that I'd put Abner up that high. Chamberlain up here, whatever. Pap Green deserves it. Knight of the Romance, Alfred Pleasanton. I don't think I'd put Pleasanton that high. Anyway, yeah, so I've issued orders to move south toward Culpeper Courthouse, where we may meet a stiffer test. I also have the ability to upgrade to a second perk. What do we want? Maybe supplies, right? Is there an ammo? Can you give me more ammo? Partisan brigades, bushwhackers, embedded reporters, limelights, expert scouts. Was there? There's got to be a what's siege train? Level up by lane siege. Meh. Ordered laser reduced. Better intelligence. Better intelligence. Better intelligence. Faster marching. Faster construction could be useful for building depots. Fewer wounded return to action more quickly. Pontoon trains does improve supply efficiency. So that might actually be the one we're going to go with. Yeah, let's do pontoon trains. Also, the flying column increases our supplies too. But supplies are the main reason things haven't been happening. Enemy morale is down to 47. National morale is at 44. Butcher's division's moving south. We'll probably fight another battle here shortly as we've arrived at Culpeper Courthouse. 15,000 men to our southeast. Probably should push on before they bring additional troops to bear against us, but... do we have any actions we need to take? Nothing is currently underway. Let's do... I think initiative is important. I also think leadership is important, but... Improve staff. Influence of senior officers. Really? I wish I knew what cunning did. Fame is already maxed. No reason to do that. Supplies might be useful. We'll do initiative. All right. Yeah. So that was a pretty good battle. Not, I don't think, enough to get me promoted. Still a little ways away from that, at least feeling comfortable promoting myself. But we'll have another battle here shortly, probably against much worse odds. Looks like 10,000 men between those two divisions, and then... yeah, so we may be outnumbered 2-1. I don't know how much the Spencers will help me because they burn through the ammo so quick. My hope is these other enemy divisions or friendly divisions move south to help me, but we shall see. We're going to hold at Culpeper Courthouse for the moment. And yeah, so we'll see if we succeed in our next big fight. But until then, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, I'm out.